Greetings, everybody. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning royal family member, follower, and or friend, welcome back. All right, so it's time for Hot Topics Part 2. All right, if you didn't catch the video that I uploaded earlier, be sure to check it out. All right, be sure to drop your comments, pay your admission fee, like the video. Same rules apply here. Like the video, that is your admission fee. Drop down in the comments, share your thoughts. All right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the hot topics. All right, so first up, I don't know if you guys remember this story, right? This is the story of a middle school counselor who was accused of having a inappropriate exchange with a 14-year-old girl. All right, he was suspended from his job. There were text messages that were found, and the school decided to suspend him pending the investigation. Well, they found this man and he wasn't alive. Okay. So there's been a shocking turn in this case. This is what the Neighborhood Talk is reporting on their Instagram page. That's where I'm reading from. In the case of a middle school counselor accused of inappropriately messaging a minor. Now, according to WBRZ, Quentin Dixon's body was found on the campus of the former Glen Oaks Middle School on Wednesday, all right, today, January 28th, 2026. So police say that his body was discovered inside a unused building the same day he was named in an arrest warrant. So it was previously reported that he had been placed on an administrative leave after allegedly messaging a young girl at the school. So court records showed that a warrant was filed Wednesday for his arrest on 4 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile. The girl's brother previously spoke out condemning the counselor's actions and stating that his sister had to switch schools following the incident. Um, this is crazy. All right. So he's no longer among the land of the living, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So those are the text messages. This is a video of the brother of the 14-year-old girl talking about this situation. And he posted onto his social media, basically calling the former counselor, a weak ninja, you know what I mean? And he's basically said that he wanted all the smoke. So everyone in the comments, some people in the comments are straight up disgusting, and I'm not even going to get into those ridiculous comments, basically saying that the little girl, 14-year-old girl, liked the attention that she was getting and asking why didn't she block this grown man from sending these inappropriate text messages. Sometimes I wonder if, people really think before they speak, and the answer to that is no. But people are going to think how they think. They're going to say what they say, whatever, right? That's why there's a distinction between an adult and a child or a juvenile. But whatever. Let's get into some of these comments. Someone wrote, "Good news." Someone else says, "Well done, family." Now, let me tell you the problem that I have with some of these comments, basically saying that he messed with the right family. And let's not give the authorities any reason to investigate anyone in the family. Let's not make these wild accusations. Okay? This is the natural order of things. So he could have taken his own life. We don't know what happened, but the citizens in Louisiana should be happy to know that their tax paying dollars, their money that they pay for taxes, will not go toward housing this criminal had he gone to jail. All right. So let's just leave well enough alone. Someone said good street justice. There are a lot of people in the comments also that felt like he could have taken himself up out of here. We oftentimes see instances where that happens. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Everything was about to be blown up. Ish was about to hit the fan, and he could have taken himself up out of here. Okay. So you can take a look at the comments if you stroll on over to the Neighborhood Talks Instagram page and get deeper into this story. I am not going to be reading any of the text messages because there's no need. Okay. So listen, the natural order of things, he's no longer here. It is what it is. Okay. Moving along. UPS, y'all. is set to cut up to 30,000 jobs and close facilities as Amazon shipments drop. Amazon is reporting that they're going to be laying off about 16,000 people. Okay. UPS has been doing layoffs even last summer. They had like incentives for people to basically take like a severance package. And it's just when I tell you the job market has gone in the toilet or is in the toilet, and it's just getting deeper and deeper and deeper, sinking deeper into SHIT. All right. So the reductions come after the shipping giant eliminated 48,000 positions in 2025. Okay. UPS announced plans Tuesday to eliminate 30,000 jobs in 2026 as it continues to untangle its partnership with Amazon, signaling another year of deep cuts as it attempts to turn around its business. I don't know what the heck is happening with all of these companies laying off people um by the thousands, the tens of thousands. But there's something just ain't right in the words of Keith Sweat. Okay. Some of these comments were interesting. They said Trump's economy. Someone wrote, God bless these people, man, adjusting my posture on how I feel about my job because in an economy like this one, I still have one and I'm grateful. Someone else wrote, that's why I tell people, I don't care where you work, be grateful you got a job in this economy. Someone else's comment, Amazon packages have been delayed so much recently, we need UPS at this point. Let me run to the comment section to gain perspective from people who ain't experts or informed about this. I can't. My advice to anyone accepting a job, be mindful of companies who make a large chunk of their money just from one customer. Because if anything happens to that relationship, dot, dot, dot. I've been applying to jobs since June and I've only had 3 interviews. I used to get interviews like clockwork. It's insane. Are any of you feeling the heat or feeling the ramifications of the declining job market? Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Ay, ay, ay. I wish that I hope that there's something that can be done to turn this around. But unfortunately, because of who is in office at the moment, it just seems like things are going to get worse. And they're really bad really fast, and it's only January 2026. Lord, everybody just try to keep your head above water as best you can. Speaking of Cheetos economy, earlier today, during the earlier Hot Topics video, Nicki Minaj was discussed. She was at a some sort of a summit that Cheeto 4547 had at the White House, and Nicki Minaj spoke. She sat down with somebody from the White House, and he tried to throw shots talking about Nicki Minaj's competitor. I said before that politics is not supposed to be for entertainment purposes. It's not supposed to be gimmicky. It's not supposed to be like the entertainment industry. But this is just worse. This is just one big SHIT show. All right. So many of us had assumed that Nicki Minaj was pandering to the current administration because there was something that she wanted out of the deal. And I felt the same way. Well, Nicki Minaj posted to her X, formerly known as Twitter account, a picture of what is a Trump gold card. All right. This gold card, pretty much, if you pay $1 million and then you pay another $15,000 fee of some sort, you are guaranteed permanent U.S. residency. Okay. So Nicki Minaj flashed her Trump gold card, and people are saying, aha, this is why she was kind of kissing up to the current administration, saying that Cheeto 4547 she's his number one fan, and he called her the queen of rap. It's just so cringe. All of it is so cringe. Okay, so Nikki took to X to post a photo of her Trump gold card following her appearance at the Trump Account Summit. Today, Nicki Minaj joined Donald Trump on stage to speak about her donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to the program. Nikki has now secured a gold card reportedly worth at least $1 million, according to the Gold Card website. Anyone looking to obtain one must pay a $15,000 application fee, and upon approval, an additional $1 million is expected to be paid by the individual to the Trump administration. It's unclear whether Nikki paid these fees to obtain the card pictured. That's a good point. We don't know if she paid these fees. She could have been singing Trump's praises in exchange for this gold card. All right. So a $1 million gift upon completion of the individual's vetting is evidence that the individual will substantially benefit the United States. An individual may also need to pay small additional fees to the U.S. Department of State depending on his or her circumstances. This is according to the Gold Card website. The card's sole purpose is to provide an accelerated direct path to U.S. permanent residency. Applicants must be eligible for lawful permanent resident status, um, admissible to the United States, and a visa must be available. So, Nicki Minaj did all of this. She obtained this gold card to secure what it seems like to secure U.S. permanent residency, right? Not citizenship. Now, I'm pretty sure, or I don't know, I did hear people say that Nicki Minaj was an undocumented immigrant, which I find that hard to believe. I'm more inclined to believe that she was a U.S. permanent resident, right? She came to this country when she was very, very young. She said that. I don't think that she is an illegal immigrant or undocumented immigrant. That I doubt. But this seems to secure her residency. Now, the funny thing is, she can still be deported, right? We don't know if she paid for this, but I'm pretty sure she is secure for now because she stroked Trump's ego. And if this is what she did it for, then whatever. This is why I always say this is going to sound like a broken record to those of you who have heard me give commentary on this before. I don't want to see rappers, entertainers, none of them type of people in the entertainment industry in getting into politics. I don't care what your political views are. I don't want you being used as a gimmick to kind of reel people in. No, no, no. They should be completely separate. But given this administration, this is totally on brand for this current administration. All right. I've said it before. So for those of you who have heard me say this, sorry that I sound like a broken record. Okay. All right. So Nikki got her gold card. Whoop dee doo. To be honest with you, I don't care. Um, I always thought that she was doing it for a specific reason, and it was to benefit her. Unfortunately, if she is indeed legally married to her husband, he's a citizen, but she couldn't get citizenship by marrying him. I think the immigration laws change all the time. I think because of his felony status, so he wouldn't be able to sponsor her to be a citizen. So so she got permanent. Who knows? Honestly, it's just okay, girl. Whatever. Do you? Do you? Whoop dee do. All right, moving along, y'all. Dr. Huxtable is in the news, y'all. And this is according to TMZ. They did their investigation. Of course, they're always on the scene. They're always the first to know. Harvey and them. Dr. Huxtable said that he got Quaaludes. He filled prescriptions because he intended to use them on women. This is exactly what he was accused of and served time in jail for. So he is admitted under oath that he refilled a recreational prescription for Quaaludes that he got from a gynecologist at a poker game 7 times with the intention of giving them to women in hopes of having relations with them. And he says that he never downed a single pill himself. The bombshell admission is part of a deposition Dr. Huxtable gave in a lawsuit filed by one of his accusers, Donna Motzinger, and parts of his testimony are included in new legal documents, of course, obtained by none other than Harvey and them, known as TMZ. Now he said in the deposition that, which is sealed, that he was prescribed Quaaludes by a OBGYN, Dr. Leroy Amar, at a poker table. What? The docs say that Dr. Amar is a disgraced gynecologist who was Cosby's friend, and the poker game where Cosby got the prescription was hosted at Cosby's LA house prior to 1972, which is significant. Lord have mercy. This is crazy. So Harvey and them said that they did some digging and they found that Dr. Amar had his license revoked in California in 1979. Okay, so the woman um, basically claims that Cosby gave her mood altering substances and forced himself on her in 1972 when she was working as a server for the famous Trident restaurant in California. In her lawsuit, she claims that he gave her those pills that she believed was an aspirin. And after she took the pill, she started falling in and out of consciousness and woke up the next day in her house wearing only her undergarments. You thought a pill was an aspirin and you was a grown woman? If only y'all can see my face. That's what she said. I don't. That's what she said. So the new documents say that his Quaaludes were round white pills. Why is this coming out now? So he is trying to get this woman's lawsuit thrown out of court, but she is fighting back. This is absolutely positively crazy. Um some people say, I remember when this all hit the fan, or even before this hit the fan. I remember Wendy Williams was talking about him, and she got herself in a little bit of trouble back in the day when she was on the radio by talking about him too, because he was I think before Diddy, he was one of the people that wanted her off of New York radio as well. See, Wendy Ben had the heat, but anyway, it was rumored that a lot of these women knew exactly what he was doing, and they were down for the cause. Now, listen. I wasn't there. I don't know, but whether they wanted to or not, it's still a no go. Dr. Huxtable, it's still a no go. OMG, what do y'all say to this? Mm-mm. That's a hot mess. I don't have anything to say. That's a hot mess. Speaking of drugs, Lamar Odom is back in rehab, y'all. This time he checked himself into rehab. So he basically, in a nutshell, he was recently arrested. He was speeding, and he was under the influence of marijuana. Okay. And when he got pulled over, he admitted to the police officers, hey, I've been smoking that Mary Jane. He wasn't drunk, but he was under the influence. So he was hit with a DUI. He was arrested recently. And then he basically said that he remembers what happened to him when he was at that bunny, was it the bunny ranch? The man had like 12 strokes, 5 heart attacks because he overdosed, really, really, really bad situation. And he's really blessed to be alive. It's really a miracle at this point, in my opinion, right? So in order to basically, he feels like he does not want to slip back into any addictive behavior. He's trying to wean himself off of marijuana. And he feels like he needs to get help, right? So he decided to check himself into a rehab center. Okay. Um, Now, when he got arrested, he basically said that narcotics and alcohol did not play a role in his arrest. And he said that he's not taking any chances. Like I said, he went through what he went through back in 2015. The man pretty much died and came back to life. Okay. He hasn't gotten treatment in years, but TMZ is basically saying that they were told that he is optimistic on his comeback and the goal is to be clean and clear once again. Okay. Um, so yeah, he was smoking marijuana and he had a hard time. I guess he was addicted to it and he just didn't want to take any chances, right? So during the stop, Odom even referenced the night that he nearly died, saying that while he never suffered a traumatic brain injury, he did suffer 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks, and that he was poisoned at a brothel. Oh boy. He was ultimately arrested and booked on three charges: DUI, driving more than 41 miles per hour over the limit, and improper lane changing. So I guess that was a wake up call for him. Do you think that they're lying? Do you think that he was under the influence of something else and they're trying to like cover it up? I don't know. Bottom line is him going into rehab is a good thing. Okay. He needs to constantly stay on top of his addiction because what happened to him in 2015, that man was up out of here. 12 strokes and multiple heart attacks. I can't even imagine. Mm. Ladies and gentlemen, keep all these people in your prayer. Well, keep Lamar Odom in your prayers. What are your thoughts about Nicki Minaj? Like, is this it? Is this it, Onika? Like, are you done now? You got your gold card. Are you just gonna Is that all? Okay, her album is supposed to be dropping in March. Remember, she was promoting from like 6 months ago, or what have you. Is your album gonna slap? Do you think her album is gonna do good? What do you think? Is her fan base done with her? Are you a Barb? Are you done with Onika? Okay, you got what you wanted now, your permanent residency, but she can still be deported at any time. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Lamar Odom entering into rehab after his DUI arrest? I think that he's that's the smart thing to do. Um yeah, drop down in the comments and share your thoughts, y'all. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Be sure to like the video, please, and thank you. You still have time to pay your admission fee by liking the video. That's it, y'all. Just real quick, wanted to come through with some hot topics in the evening for you guys, late night, whenever you're watching this. I will be back, okay? And I do thank you for watching if you made it to the end. And I will talk to you soon, okay? Peace out.